Performance TV is giving you the latest in torque converter technology for both the street and strip, taking tow hitches to a whole new level. The rundown on cleaning threads.
So you can get rid of that.
And exotic exhaust tips for trucks. Next.
Welcome to this week's Performance TV presented by Top Coat. We like to go fast here on Performance TV, and you can't get much faster than ProMod. And Marty, of course, this particular ProMod, you guys are doing some experimental stuff with Neil Chance converters and nitro.
Yes. This is not your typical ProMod. This has an NHRA top fuel nitromethane motor in it. We acquired this simply for the reason we want to develop a torque converter for nitromethane racing. We think there's a future there. What can be cooler than 10-foot flames coming out of the pipes of a nitro mod?
Absolutely. What you guys have done so much with the pro-modified world, when you look at NHRA and PDRA, whether it be the pro-nitrous categories or whatever, you guys really have a good handle on helping these teams put all that power down to the track and go without the tires shaking so much more.
Right. 3 decades of experience and an engineering department that's second to none has been the key to developing torque converter and systems with each one of these race teams. We work individually with each one of them to help their team progress and get faster.
That's right, because it's not just something that's off the shelf for these teams. I mean, you're really working with their combination. Everything has its own little personality, even if you have the same combination sitting right next to each other. And you guys really have a good handle on all of that, not only with the converters that you guys do, but I also know that you're doing a lot of other stuff in-house that people may not know about.
Well, that's true too. We have the NCRC billet division, which can be anything. One of the projects we're finishing right now is building a small block Ford billet aluminum engine block. We also do a lot of work for companies that hire us with non-disclosures. So we do a lot of engineering development for companies that might even be our competitors, and you'll never know about it.
That's right, because people have a lot of trust in you, your background, what you guys have been able to do and continue to do working toward the future.
Right. Being an engineering and technology company, we can help anybody develop whatever they're doing, move it further. We even stock it, inventory it for them.
There you go.
Keep it on hand.
What I think is really cool is being able to take a lot of this same technology and take it to the street, and for that, Joe has more.
Now we're going to learn more about converters for the street. Marty, get in here. As much as I love this fuel coupe ProMod craziness that you've brought into the studio, you guys do converters for regular hot rods on the street, and I think that's a great business plan. What are we looking at here today?
We took our ProMod torque converter platform and made it available in a street performance application for all the late model stuff, whether it's 4L80s, 6L80s, even the 4R70 Fords, things like that. And the reason that's really important is on a street application, most companies only have a few choices in stators. But where we had taken our billet stators for a racing application, we literally have hundreds of combinations here. So when we take that platform and move it over into the street, we have amount of changeability that's never been seen before. We've got so many more options.
So most people go out, they're getting a Challenger, they're getting a Mustang, they're getting a Camaro, they're doing some bolt-on, they're putting headers, they want it to be quicker and faster, and then all of a sudden they find themselves with a pretty performance automobile because there is so much performance in those cars already. The converter is the next logical step, and I think people maybe misidentify the fact that you guys are just for race cars.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people just think we build only billet ProMod converters, but that's not true. It's from ProMod to street rod and everything in between. We can custom make anything. And these cool street rods that are boosted, turboed, nitrous, it's nothing to see a 1,000 horsepower pump gas street rod that drives around with the air condition on and can drive around the country. For that application, each one is individual and needs a specific design converter for that application. We'll sit down, take a few minutes, get all the information on the car and make it specific for that vehicle.
And since every race car is different, the lessons you've learned over time, they are directly applicable to the street.
Absolutely.
That is very cool. And I love the fact that you are taking that technology and advancing it into street cars. In fact, we're starting to see some Mopars and Chryslers that are going to come factory with 1,000 horsepower. Better be ready for that. Marty, thank you for the education. I know what you're doing. Very interesting, whether it be this amazing nitro-fueled Pro Mod or something for a street car. You got to check out more. Hit the website, learn more, and if you're looking to unlock some power, this might be the way to do it. We'll be back with more Performance TV presented by Top Coat after this.
Performance TV, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. Mobile Environmental Solutions, the leading portable mobile paint booth. Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. And by Top Coat. Don't just coat it, top coat it.
Welcome back to Performance TV, presented by Top Coat. You know, these trucks, they do a lot of work towing things and so much more. And when you've got a Cummins diesel like this, yeah, you've got some turbos, but maybe you want to do something to soup it up a little bit. And, you know, the folks at Armageddon Turbo Systems have shown us how to do something like that. And then you're able to haul even more and tow even more. But what about beefing up the back? Well, we can do that too, thanks to our friends at Rhino Hitch. Now, they make a couple of different hitches, and the one that we have here, this truck takes the 2.5-inch receiver. So with this particular Rhino hitch, we're going to be able to tow up to 14,000 pounds. That part's pretty cool. The really sweet part of the Rhino hitch, not only is it heavy duty, if you happen to notice, it is adjustable. Now, on some of the Rhino hitches, you have anywhere between 7 and even up to 10 inches of travel. So you're going to be able to keep your ride and your trailer and everything else level, and that's going to make it tow better. That's going to make it feel a lot better when you're in the truck. You're not fighting it, and of course, it's going to make it a whole lot safer. Now, the one that we have on this particular truck, you know, Rhino Hitch even offers custom powder coating. So they hooked us up with one that perfectly matches our Dodge. But you know what? I think we're done working for the day. So I'm thinking we might want to go boating. Real easy to switch over from hauling this trailer to the boat without having to go to a completely different hitch. So while I get that hooked up, let's go to Joe to find out more about how the Rhino Hitch works.
The Rhino hitch is a real piece of work. I like it because it's obviously well made, looks good, made out of billet aluminum, although they do have steel. But most importantly, it's adjustable. Think you've got toys. You've got your ATVs, you got your watercraft, you got your race car, you got your boat, you got your work trailer. You don't want to have a different receiver for each or have to adjust each so you could go down the road safely, and that's why they have designed it. It's pretty cool. Just got a cotter pin that locates this locator pin. You remove it, and look at this. 9 inches of travel. That is pretty amazing. First of all, a great feat of engineering, but also it's going to keep you safer. What is better than that? So once you locate it, you find the hole there, and then put the cotter pin back in, and you are down the road, regardless of which trailer. Now, what about different ball sizes? They've got that figured out as well. It's called the convertible system. Get it? Convertible, convertible. It's got a pin. Put it on the convertible system, locate the pin in there, and you are ready to go. Just like that, the Rhino hitch is a very amazing piece of engineering.
So like Joe showed you, this Rhino hitch really has a lot of flexibility. So now we're done working for the day, and we want to head out to the lake. Simple as, first of all, changing the ball. So thanks to being able to just switch them out, we can go from this, slide it right on, put our pin in, locks it into place. You can't get much easier than that. Now we're set for that part, but what about changing the height? So we come over here, we're gonna pull our pin, pull it out, pull this out. I think we're gonna go up one on this because the whole point is being able to keep this level. We slide our pin back in, and something else. You know, with a very nice hitch like this, unfortunately, there are people out there that like to steal things like that. Rhino Hitch even offers a nice 5/8 shank that locks to keep this hitch going. Joe, I think we need to go to the lake.
So where is this lake, and why is this the first time we're going?
Well, it's just someplace cool that I want to go to, but that's why I wanted you to drive, and that way I can navigate. And I've had a chance to be able to tow with the Rhino hitch, and I wanted you to be able to do it.
Well, I love it. I got to tell you, thinking about the lake, the fun we're going to have, that is what is at top of my mind, as opposed to, hey, this boat is out of balance, and am I driving safely? You want peace of mind, and the Rhino hitch does it. The adjustability, the fact that it goes up, the fact that it comes back down, it's made out of quality material. The convertible, that is just awesome. You have one receiver for all of your different trailers. It's safer, it's better. I love it, and look at us, we're going to have fun.
Absolutely, and they've put in over 15 years of development in the Rhino hitch, so they've really got some stuff to back this up. 6061 aluminum. Find out more, go to their website at rhinohitch.com, and remember, made in the USA.
Time now for Top Coat's tips and techniques.
You know, there's so many great features of this product, the Top Coat F11, and especially when it comes to aviation. As you can see with this plane that's behind me, we hear this all the time from pilots all over the world, but the major benefits that Top Coat F11 does for aircraft, whether it's on the leading edges of this wing and keeping it clean with a simple spray buff, or all the way to the windshield, which is acrylic. And one of the issues they have in acrylic windshields is it gets a lot of micro scratches from just general cleaning, where the Top Coat F11 actually helps fill that in. So when you get up there and the sun hits, you're not getting blinded anymore by the sun. The Top Coat's actually improving that safety for that pilot and for everyone, for your loved ones in the aircraft.
You know, pilots tell us all the time that Top Coat reduces the drag coefficient and increases lift, which increases the speed of the plane. Not only that, planes are, they experience some of the most extreme conditions out there, way more than a vehicle like a car. Because they get up to 30,000 feet where it gets really cold, and then when on the ground, they're getting beat by the sun all day. So Top Coat helps reduce the damage and wear from the elements. So if planes can go through that type of extreme, imagine how well Top Coat performs for an everyday car or even for home use. So to learn more, go to topcoat.tv.
Performance TV coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
When we're talking about your car, junk in the trunk is not a good thing. This Chevy Malibu belongs to one of our camera guys, and we're going to find out what's in the trunk. And I can tell you, most people are carrying around a whole lot of dead weight, extra stuff that just doesn't need to be there, like this bike rack or bike holder. It would be much better off in the garage. Now, you might be wondering why. Well, fuel mileage for one, the extra weight that you're carrying around is going to cause you to get worse mileage. But also, it is a safety issue. Think about all these items, whatever they may be, becoming projectiles in a crash. And also, if you get a flat tire, you're on the side of the road, then you have to dig all of this stuff out before you can even get to changing the tire, which that's a harrowing experience as it is. And so go into your trunk and see what is there. Is it vital? This is a road safety kit. That is vital. Some of the other things, not necessarily. Golf shoes, bag, so many things. This brake line, ready for the roadside repair? I don't think so. You would do this in the garage. Check your trunk. Make sure you don't have a whole host of chaos like this one.
You know, every once in a while, we get a little nostalgic around here. We like to revisit some old segments. Well, that's what we've done right here, diving back into the vault and visiting with our old friend, Tommy Johnson Jr.
Ow! How many times have you been in the shop cleaning a bolt, stuck your finger with a wire brush or a wire wheel? Well, it's your lucky day. On today's show, we got something that's going to make that a whole lot safer and a whole lot faster, so you can get rid of that. It's called the Thread Wizard. And I got Dustin here from Thread Wizard. I poke my finger all the time, or the bolts, trying to clean them up. It's a pain, and it takes a long time. You've got something that'll fix that.
Absolutely. You know, the three traditional ways would be solvents, wire brushes, or wire wheel grinders, which are just plain dangerous. The Thread Wizard gets rid of all of those and gives you a tool that's actually made for the purpose.
Right. It works very simple. It's very fast, and it's one of those ideas I thought, why didn't I think of that?
Absolutely. Our inventor, Gary Taylor, was cleaning a bolt on a wire wheel grinder, and the wire wheel grinder grabbed it and shot it into his chest. Well, he'd had that happen quite a few times in his 40 years as a mechanic, so he was finally tired of it, and he sat down and he came up with a solution. Even though this is a revolutionary new tool, the means by which it operates is actually quite simple. A round wire wheel brush sits inside the handle and protrudes into the size-specific holes. So when you turn a bolt through the holes, it removes any grime, grit, or surface rust from the bolt.
Well, show me how simple it is to use. You got a couple samples, got some dirty bolts.
Absolutely.
Let's see how easy it is to use. You can see all the stuff on the paper out and knocking all the grime out of it. What about Loctite? If it's got Loctite on a bolt?
Loctite, grime, grease, rust, anything that's fouling the bolt, this wheel will take off.
You were telling me about the zinc.
Absolutely.
Zinc bolt. To show how good it cleans and how good it works, you said it'll even take the zinc coating off of the bolt?
It will. We had a gentleman that was kind of skeptical about the power of the tool and whether or not it would really clean what he needed it to clean. So we actually just took a grade 8 bolt and ran it through. And as you can see, it literally strips the zinc coating right off the bolt.
Yeah. I mean, you can see how much stuff it took off here. Look at the piece of paper, all the stuff. You'll have a standard size, and then you have the metric as well.
Yes, we have standard and metric to cover all of your bolt needs. And I'd love to tell you how many bolts you can clean with one of these guys, but to be honest with you, our initial prototype still hasn't gotten worn out. And we've cleaned over 3,000 bolts with it. But when that day comes, we sell a kit replacing the 430 steel plates, the wire wheel brush, the nut, and the bolt, and you got a brand new tool in your hand.
You can rebuild it yourself.
Absolutely.
The one thing I like about it, you can hold it in your hand and use it, or you can also mount it in the vise.
Absolutely. We specifically designed the handle to be either handheld or vise mounted. If you're going to be cleaning a lot of bolts at once, just throw her on in the vise, tighten it up, and go to work.
Dustin, this is a really simple tool. You say it's made in USA?
Absolutely. It was invented in Fairbanks, Alaska, and it's made in Flora, Mississippi. We also source all of our parts right here in America.
It makes it way safer. You can keep your fingers out of the way is what I like. It's not gonna poke you, not gonna cut you, and I'm really unhappy I didn't think of it.
Absolutely. Well, we're here to bring it to you, and you can buy yours now at threadwizard.us.
Man, that's a really great tool. This should be in every shop out there. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more Performance TV right after this.
Performance TV, presented by Top Coat, is brought to you by Stage 8 Fasteners, home of the world's best locking header bolt. Locking kits now available for all turbo applications. Go to stage8.com. Borla, the world's most winning exhaust. Rod-End Supply, we don't just sell them, we race them. And by Magic Creeper, the most versatile creeper ever. Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
We've shown you some of the many uses of the Magic Creeper. It's a very impressive tool just to get under a car, whether you're on the side of the road, in the gravel, in your shop. You get extra ground clearance. It's lightweight. It's inexpensive. There are so many benefits.
Absolutely. I mean, you can even use this thing like a stadium seating and all kinds of stuff. They're easy to store. They only weigh 3 pounds. And this thing is really tough. We've even seen how easy it is to keep clean. And if like screwdrivers or whatever, it's not going to just like break right.
I was going after it. I couldn't do damage.
That's right. But it's not just for moving people around. It can actually help people move things around.
Absolutely, and that's one of the great benefits. Obviously, we got our 5th wheel hitch. This thing is heavy. Here I am, totally out of position. If I want to slide it in there, just like that. That's a couple hundred pounds. Very impressive. Kathy, similar situation.
You know what? And you're along the side of the road. You need to get to your spare tire. The Magic Creeper is not only going to be great for you to be on the ground to stay clean, but it's going to help you move some of these wheels and tires. You know, after you've dropped down your spare, you can just pull it right out. Simple as that, without having to crawl underneath.
Why wouldn't you want something that is going to help you out in situations like that, take a little extra stress off your body, move things around? I think it is a must.
You know, and something else, Joe, that the Magic Creeper folks offer when you go to their website at magiccreeper.com, not only the Creeper itself, but a really nice carry case if you want to do that. They also have a roadside assistance kit that you can get along that would come in handy in a situation like this.
But they've got to make sure they get the real Magic Creeper. As everybody knows, there's knockoffs out there, and that is not the real deal. Hit the website, check it out. It is a great tool, magiccreeper.com. your pickup truck. There's all kinds of great ways to make it look nicer and sexier. These exhaust tips from TriStar Off-Road, a perfect example. 4 easy mounting points, mock it up, drill some holes, screw it in, and you're done. And I like the way it all works out. Let's just finish up a couple of holes and get on over here. There we have it. Get everything lined up, ready to go. But right now, let's kick it over to Kathy to find out more.
Well, Joe, not just for the diesel trucks, but Ben here with us from TriStar Off-Road. You offer a lot of these tip slip-ons for the gas folks too. Now, what sizes can you work with?
Oh yes, absolutely. We have down to about a 2.5-inch inlet.
Okay.
So we can fit on pretty much any gas truck that you have, and we can go from down to a 4-inch outlet to around an 8-inch outlet for gas trucks.
Now I see these are all octagons, pretty cool.
And that's our #1 seller. We also offer diamond, but octagon is our main hit.
You know, on the diesel truck that Joe is working on, yeah, it's a decent sized tip, but you can really get crazy for some of the great lifted show trucks.
Yeah, we do a lot with the SEMA show. We do a lot of trucks with those. This is our tip with RC2 overlays, and this is on a custom color by our powder coater Black Label Coatings, who's local to us in Greenville, Tennessee. And we've also got some other options with our RC cutouts here. You got the RC overlays, and you also got this one, which is our mass market tip with our mini texture black powder coating.
Yeah, it's almost like a honeycomb design, which we see on the one in the front and the black one that we have back here. Now, are you pretty much unlimited to the colors we could do with powder coating?
With one supplier, we can do over 1 million different colors. And
Okay.
we also keep around 200-300 powders just in stock.
And, you know, something pretty much for everyone. And if you haven't thought of it yet, of course, Ben can help you do that too. And I'm curious to see how Joe's coming along.
There we go. Now those look great. So many cool colors. I love the powder coat. Really like it. But on this truck, the black is perfect. Silver and black. What's better than that? And we have one more to go. The nylocks make it super easy. So you just get them started, run them down a little bit, and tighten it up. These guys have done a great job of making this very easy to do. And we are done and done. Can you believe it? It looks awesome, and I absolutely love it. Unfortunately, though, that's all the time we have for this edition of Performance TV, so we'll see you next week. But first, if you've got a product you want featured, email sponsors@masterstv.com. We'll see you next time. Performance TV presented by Top Coat.